What's up, brothers and sisters? This is your brother, G World 7 Space D. I'm going to make a little review of the movie Black Panther. Um, all in all, I'll say the movie is good, but I think as black people need to be weary of what Hollywood presents to us and the information they feed to us. There was a lot of problems that I have with the movie. Um, One of the things that bothered me in the movie is that they had the CIA guy as the white Jesus in the movie, where he's the white person that comes and helped them out, and without his help, they could not have saved the kingdom of Wakanda, excuse me. So they could not have saved the kingdom because he helped them out. You know, he got hurt, and he supposedly took a bullet for Lupita Nyong'o's character, and they brought him back to Wakanda and to help heal him, which his sister did. Black Panther's sister did, T'Challa's sister, and he in the movie helped shoot down the planes that was going to be going to different places to go and try to help aid brothers and sisters globally. Um, the white savior came there to save the day, and he was a CIA agent. I don't know anything the CIA has ever done good for black folks, and it's noted that they helped push drugs in the black community along with the FBI back in the late '60s, and then that really filtered in our neighborhood. Man, it was a reporter, Gary Webb, that talked about that in the '90s, and he ended up being killed. Talked about how the CIA was funneling drugs into this country, and to have a CIA agent to help out the brother over in Africa or help out the Black Panther into saving his kingdom, to me is ridiculous and insulting, man. That's big time propaganda at its best. Another part of the movie that I really disliked was the character of Michael B. Jordan. To me, he was saying he was speaking on the right issue. Is that the fact is that you need to infiltrate their organizations and then go at them. Black Panther was coming across as more of a pacifist. Um, he didn't think that way. He felt that Michael G. Jordan's character, and I can't think of his character right now off the head, but he wasn't. He was misguided through anger, and part of his anger was the fact is that he grew up without his father for a large part of his life, because his father was killed by T'Challa's father when he was Black Panther back in the early '90s, '92. And what really disgusts me is you can feel like it's like it was the African American versus the African. Well, I prefer the original black person of American African descent versus the African, and that's where I sort of caught into that. Not all black families are broken up and disfranchised, and that's something narrative that's kind of being pushed throughout the media constantly, throughout the media, excuse me, constantly believing that all black folks come from broken neighborhoods and broken homes. That's not true, but I digress. But I also really got me is a lot of these black folks dressing dashikis and stuff. And for a fictional cartoon or fictional comic book character that was created back in 1968, you dressing up in dashikis and stuff, and I don't understand that, man. I really don't. I don't need to dress up in no dashiki to prove that I'm black, that I'm of African descent, but also indigenous to other lands of this world. I don't need to do that. And I don't need to prove my blackness by wearing dashiki. And to see these black folks wearing dashiki, because I guess they receive validation from white mommy and daddy that they decided to put on a dashiki to show their blackness for 2 hours and some change. I really don't understand it, man. and that tells you how messed up our people happen to be. Then in one position that they have him sitting in a chair like Huey P. Newton, which his character was anything but Huey P. Newton. His character is more like Martin Luther King of the early '60s. Not even like Martin Luther King in the late '60s. Martin Luther King in the early '60s. So, and that to me, they no, because Huey P. Newton was about revolution, for fighting for the black community. I didn't in the Black Panther movie. It seemed like the people of Wakanda, or he and Wakanda only care about what was going on in Wakanda instead of caring about what was going on with black people globally. Um, the movie, well, let me say this. Let me go back and say this. At the end of the movie, he did change. He opened up because Lupita Nyong'o's character, she believed that they should help our other brothers and sisters around the world, that they should do more instead of just isolating themselves from everyone else. You know, he changed at the end to some degree, but he goes speak to the UN of all people, which is controlled by the United States. Ain't nothing but flunkies of the United States. The UN's a damn joke. But he goes to UN and talks about he's willing to work with other nations to make it a better world. I personally, to me, that's a bunch of I'm gonna put this way, rubbish. um, the UN, the UN is noted to do not really being all that great with black nations, and in the movie, by promoting the UN as a way to work with the UN about bettering the conditions of black people globally, as well as working with the U.S. government, particularly CIA, is insane, man. That's asinine, man. And for that to be promoted in the movie, man, is really scary. But a lot of people do not read enough and have not researched material talking about how these agencies have basically corrupted and exploited black people globally. Like I said, it was technically it was a good movie. I say it's a good movie, but I have extremely a lot of issues with the propaganda that was being promoted and pushed in the movie. I felt that T'Challa's character was more like I said earlier, King of 1963. Not even like King of 1967. King of 1963. And Michael B. Jordan character is more like Malcolm X. Even though they portrayed him as being angry, just flat out angry and misguided, but actually a lot of stuff he was saying in the movie was basically true about how we should be, black people, if we had his knowledge or we had his might to help our other brothers and sisters and to arm them in our struggle with our enemy. But it sort of seemed like do not mess with those silly African American. It's sort of like he was an African American bastard child that his father did not bring over after killing his father, and his father was of bloodline. That do not mess with those African Americans, that they just feel a hate, that you Africans are better, that you more so called know what culture is, and to me that's constantly insane and insulting, man. But that's what I sort of picked up from the movie. Like I said, it's a good movie, you know, visual effects and all that stuff, but there's certain propaganda I do not like, and I think we as black people need to be more weary of aware about where everything goes on. Yes, it was all black. It was black people who wrote the movie and produced. I believe black people wrote the movie, and I know the black people who directed the movie and produced it. I believe produced the movie too. But I've seen a lot of things, and it's really bothersome. That really, really, really bothered me. I wish there would have been a stronger love interest between T'Challa's character, Chadwick Boseman's character, T'Challa, and Lupita Nyong'o's character. I wish there had been a little bit more of a stronger love interest there, but it wasn't. I also, I also wish that the movie I wish they could have just done a better job um, of actually breaking down certain issues that reflect the black community globally, instead of just portraying Michael B. Jordan's character as the misguided, wrong and evil person in the movie. Because he ended up shooting the lady who's riding with his, I guess, ride or die chick. He ended up killing her. So that gives the image of, oh, that black American man is nothing but, he's just a deranged, angry, misguided killer. He even kill off his own woman. So I took a lot of that, man, and that turned me the wrong way. So I'll give the movie a passing grade. It was a good movie just to look at, but I had a lot of issues with the propaganda in the movie, and it's dangerous that we as black people will look at these movies and see that that is that tells the narrative of our history. You gotta remember, man, it's done by these white movie studios. They greenlight everything, and they basically will look at everything before everything rolls out of the cans, man, and shown to the public that what's going to be shown and what's going to be taken out, or how it's going to be shown, how it's going to be projected. They're not going to have white people totally portrayed as devils. In the end, it's like he's coming to the white folks, I wanted to work with you, instead of showing that around the world globally, they're devilish, man. They've done so many devilish things and dirty things, man, that they cannot be trusted. So I really, when I really listened to this stuff, man, and looked at that movie, I said, I'll give it a passing grade. It's a good movie, but it's as a black man, as a black man who I believe that's informed, I'm very weary of how people respond to that. I guess I've seen so many people in African attire. I guess, what the hell you wear African attire just go see a damn movie, a fictional movie about a fictional character in from a fictional land created in 1968. Are you serious? And so that tells you the misguidedness of many of our people. It's gotten to the point, man, where some of us are really delusional. We're really far away from what our brothers and sisters were in the past about having knowledge of self and love of self. These guys are idiots, man. I didn't understand it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't understand the dashikis and stuff. You wearing dashikis because of a movie that was done by a white studio that gave the validation. Okay, you Negroes, you can wear these dashikis. You didn't want nothing to do with Africa before. You didn't talk much about Africa. You don't want to know nothing about African civilizations. But all of a sudden, you get a one fictional character cartoon or movie. Then all of a sudden, you want to know everything about a fake ass Wakanda, man. I don't understand it, man. I really don't. I don't know where our minds at, man. And so, like I said, it's a good movie, but the fact is that what's going on in the black community, what I don't like is that black people who really are more revolutionaries and said we must fight the system by any means necessary, they're put down as being deranged and lunatics, while the pacifist blacks are held up as heroes, man. And I'm so tired of that. And that's what T'Challa in the movie came across to me. He was going to kill the white guy, but in the movie it stated that the two women said, "Don't kill him. The world is looking." And they had the Asian people with the cameras. That's a stereotype too. Asian people with the cameras, and they showing the cameras. But the sad part about it is he ended up killing his own brother or his cousin, and at the end of the movie, and then I forgot what the line the brother said. He'd rather be dead or something at sea than be a slave. I forgot the line he exactly said, but the fact is that I found it sad how they killed Michael B. Jordan's character, which he, to me, was actually speaking more revolutionary and more in line to the Black Panther Party than T'Challa, who was called Black Panther, named after the Black Panther Party from the 1960s. That right there turned me off, man. And I don't know if Huey P. Newton probably be rolling over his grave, man, if he were to even view this movie. If he was alive and he would have seen his movie, he'd probably be rolling over his grave, man. If he was alive and seen his movie, he'd be freaking out. But the brother may be rolling over his grave, man. I'm serious, man. But we as black folk need to be careful and to be very, very more culturally aware and conscious of what's being presented to us by the idiot box. In this case, the big idiot screen, the movie theater. Because what is being presented to us, man, is totally propaganda. It is working against us, man. It's counter our struggle, man. It's telling us that no matter what white folks do wrong, we should always somewhat to forgive them or look at them as being just human, and good will come. I don't see good coming from these people, man. I don't. I really don't. And this movie came across, like I said again, as a pacifist. Black Panther's character is nothing but a pacifist, man. It's a good movie. Like I said, I give it credit. I say it's a good movie about visual effects and all that stuff, but I come across some things that's very dangerous to our community, very dangerous to our people. The CIA was never our friends. They had never been our friends. I don't know why would they even put that in a movie? They haven't worked with a CIA agent and they were pumping drugs in our community, man. I just don't buy that. Why would you do that? Portray CIA as heroes fighting for the cause of black people, for a black nation. Are you serious? Black leaders have been killed, man, with the help of the freaking CIA, man. People like Patrice Lumumba, man. Man, come on, man. I can't get. To me, that really is bothersome. That even to this very damn day, man, we still allow this propaganda to be presented to us, and we don't question it. We just take anything for granted and believe anything that's thrown to us by the media, man. This Marvel stuff is owned by Disney now, man. Man. And Disney historically is known to be a bunch of racist bastards, man. This is G World 7 Space D. Over and out, brothers and sisters. I love y'all, man. Stay strong, stay black. Peace.